Farms mailroom, doing the Mailroom Musings with you again. Today, we're fortunate enough to have a very special guest, Alan Sweetman, who is the chair of the Planning, Land Use, and Architecture Committee. Alan, come on in and join us. Hey, get comfortable. You're going to have a dog on your lap in a second, so just get ready. Okay, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is, before Alan gets to his part where he'll be talking about the proposed mailroom addition, we're going to talk about the mailroom window hours, which is something we've discussed all along. However, I really want to get in depth. There is an article. I really want all of you to take the time. It explains the relationship between this building of the front being owned and taken care of by Hemlock Farms, and the back of the mailroom is the federal part of the post office where only United States Postal Service employees can be. Like I've told you before, there's nobody that's allowed back here that's not federally investigated, drug tested, and bonded. Alan, of course, has all those credentials. He's one of not only our genius with doing all our plans and stuff, but he also helps us out, and his best quality is when he unloads a truck. He's quick, he's fast, and he's very precise. So you'll see him sometimes, mostly in the wintertime, when we get really, really crazy, and that's your thing, and you do it quite well. So anyway, the mailroom window hours. Okay, the delivery of mail to Hemlock Farms is considered a rural delivery. It's a transportation and a highway contract route. As per my contract, I am a transportation contractor up until 11:30. So from 11:30 on, I am a mail carrier. Then at 1:30, my magic switch goes off and I become a transportation carrier again, which means that I have a limited time to do what it is that I'm supposed to do, and I have to take all the outgoing mail, the prepaid packages, return to sender, and all the stuff that could not be or needs to be forwarded for the day to meet the trucks back at the Hawley Post Office hub. So my hours are contractually limited. I want to explain, and there are absolutely no requirements for the provision of window hours. Now, I know that's a hard thing to digest, but you have to remember these are Hemlock-owned mailboxes, and they are nothing but cluster boxes. They are not P.O. boxes. They are not boxes that are on your house, in front of your house, or like a city. They are cluster boxes with a glorified enclosure, a roof over the head, and walls. So technically you're supposed to be having parcel lockers. And that's another discussion where a video of the past was discussed why we can't have parcel lockers, or we can have parcel lockers, but how it wouldn't work, and I'll explain that later on during the Q&A session. So, you hear me talk a lot about the window of opportunity. So, let's just say I get out of the Hawley Post Office hub early with the day's delivery. It's very, very light. We only got X amount of packages, and the mail was light that day. So, I'm back here by 8 o'clock. I am completely finished with my job by 11:30, which means I can leave. So say there's another day where it's a little bit heavier and I'm here until after 1:30, I can leave. So there is no consistency. There is no provision for window hours. So your window of opportunity is when I'm here. Now, we do a lot of things behind the scenes to prepare all of you to get your mail and packages, and that's done from 5:30 in the morning until 9:30, until dispatch time. Those things you don't see, and there's a lot of links in the chain and a lot of people that help us get to where we are to present your mail for pickup. So your window of opportunity when I'm inconsistently here. So if we had no window hour, what would you do? You'd say, oh, look, they're there. Let me go pick up my package. Well, we may not be ready for you. So I had a random chat one day with a member, and it was a great conversation, and we were trying to think out of the box. Well, how do we fix this? It's not a Hemlock situation. It's not a postal situation. It doesn't matter if we're part-time or full-time. This is the mode of delivery. So what do we do? How do we make this so? So that's why the window hours are at a consistent 11:30 to 1:30 starting April 1st. So all of you, we as your mail carriers and contractor have to be here. We're forced to be here because we need to get the members to be able to get their mail. The only thing that's missing is if you have a regular job that's 9 to 5, that it's never going to work for you. We don't have house-to-house delivery. What do we need to do? No post office is open past 5 o'clock. The Hawley post office, which is our post office, is open 9 to 5, and on Saturdays 9 to 12 or 9 to 1 sometimes. We have longer hours than they have. So we offered nights. It was the only thing to do. They are outside of my contractual duties. My boss is totally against it, but it's something that we needed to think out of the box, that we do not get paid for, that we needed to get the members to be able to pick up their packages. So that's what we came up with. Starting April 1st, we do offer Tuesdays and Thursdays, and those hours are 5 to 6. And then you'll notice after, usually around Thanksgiving time in December, you'll see Charlie, and the hours will be elongated. I mean, you've seen us work until 7, 7:30. They'll be posted, so you don't have to worry about that now. But we have the volume, we have your Christmas gifts or any of your presents, so we're going to get them to you. So we will do that, and we have no problem doing it. And unfortunately, that's just where we are with the window hours. You do have a right, if you choose the option, you can fill out a form here, and all your packages can be left at the Hawley Post Office. That's not an issue. If you have a friend or a neighbor and you give them your mailbox key, you can also write a letter, make it for like an infinite number of time period, and have that person, they must have the yellow card, they have access to your mailbox, they can get the yellow card out, and I keep the letters on file giving that person permission to pick up the packages in the mail for you. So that's another one of your options. If you can think of something else that we could do to help us help you, please just let us know. We are open to suggestions, and you may see something that we don't see. So that's really all I need to say. Pay attention to the article. As far as Angelica, what she wrote was right on, totally right on target. And I think it will explain the relationship and what it is that we do here. I can't think of anything else to tell you. I think that in closing, as far as the window hours go, I think that they do stink. I think that, because we don't have house-to-house delivery, it's not going to work for everybody, but this is our mode of things. Our other options would be cluster boxes out front, but you'd still have parcel lockers. And then if you had a parcel locker, which I'll go into after in the Q&A, the packages are not going to fit. There's going to be no window service, and then you'll still have to go to Hawley to pick up your packages. And I need you all to remember that only Hemlock employees cannot work back here. So some of you have suggested, well, why don't you just bring some of Hemlock employees here, or like I'll go work there, or that you have to work for me. You have to be federally investigated, drug tested, and you cannot be behind here unless you are. So, and that would be out of my pay. I would have to pay you. So just keep that in mind. If you can come up with something better, that's great. So I'm gonna turn it over to Alan. Alan, do you think there's anything else that you need to know as a member? Do you think there's any other questions that a member would have, or did I explain enough stuff? I mean, there's always woulda, coulda, shouldas.
I think you've covered it very well.
You're just saying that. Trying to get on my sweet side.